Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this training as much as I am. I just wanted to talk about a couple of things today. The first one being talking about your coaching business and kind of how to do that. And then the second thing is planning your business. So, both of these things I'm very passionate about. The first one, um, talking about the coaching business. I have been a coach now for almost 4 years. I am great at recruiting challengers and discount coaches. And because I've shared my story, I've learned how to share my story. I've never, until 6 months ago, I never shared my coaching journey because I thought since I was at a place that I hadn't quit my job, I don't make six figures, those kind of things, that I couldn't talk about it because it wasn't worthy of talking about. And like what? People are going to be like, oh, look at here, she's talking about paying off her grocery bill. And there's these people talking about these mansions that they're building. And so I just would not share about it. Finally, after not reaching any of my goals in 2017, I decided that I really didn't care and I really got over that. And I really had to get to a place where if I wanted to grow, I knew I needed to talk about it and it was okay. And it's okay to have growth in my business. And so now I talk about coaching every single day in some way, some shape, some form. Some of it's about how excited I was about what happened in our free group, about the messages I get as a coach from my challengers. I talk about, like this week, I'm paying off my taxes. So I'm going to make a story about paying off my taxes and how that's no longer a burden because I've made this extra income. We got in a car, like a year ago, I got in a car accident. I talked about being able to fix my car and not having to like worry because of this coaching business, things like that. I also talk about what I do day in and day out. Like, so after I get off this call, I'm going to make a story in my stories of Instagram and say, hey, I just got off this amazing call with these awesome rising leaders, and I'm just so excited to have the opportunity to help others grow in their business. That's all it is. They're little what we call coaching jabs along the way. And just sharing what we do. So again, after I work out, post my workout, I'll share about how I'm checking in with my challengers and then, things like that. That way, they see what we're doing and they know there's an opportunity there. Like I had mentioned, most of my recruits were all discount coaches. Yeah, everyone wants a discount, but they've never worked their business. They didn't really know what I did, I don't think, on a daily basis. Now, I've also been attracting people that are ready to work their business or want that same thing. I've had more people ask about that opportunity than before. And when then I go to invite, it's not like, oh, I didn't know she was a coach. Like I knew she worked out, but I didn't know she was a coach. Or what that even means, because people don't know what that means necessarily. So I've gotten more opportunities with that piece. So every day, just making an opportunity to share what it is you do. They don't all need to be call to actions, but you do need to be sharing day in and day out what you're doing, just like you do with your challengers. Just like you share your workout or your sweaty selfie or your Shakeology, you need to be sharing what you do as a coach. Then a couple of days a week, I do make a hard call to action. One of the things that I've been doing recently that I've had a lot of success with is a call to action for part-time coaches, people that are looking to just make extra income. I'll be honest, I started this business and I was very fearful. I told my coach on our Getting Started Right call that I didn't want to leave my job, that wasn't a goal of mine, and I was worried she was going to tell me I couldn't coach. And so putting that out there has made actually a few of my most recent working coaches sign up, was because they said that I talked about the opportunity for it to just be part-time. They knew right away that my expectations of them weren't necessarily that they were going to quit their jobs. They might someday. They might get the hang of like, oh, I could do this and I could grow. And they might not. But we can have all levels on our team. Not everyone's going to make this their full-time income. That would be awesome. And I don't want to limit myself. That's not the only thing I talk about. I do talk about that this could be a full-time potential. I make posts about that as well. So I really am trying to be open and honest about that and sharing my journey, sharing my story, what it is I do a coach. I've shared the other day that I was hesitant to share my coaching journey because I hadn't quit my full-time job, but that this is something that I've learned from. When I get off team calls, I share that, just sharing everything that I can. The second thing that I want to talk about is that planning your post. So actually, someone gave it to us at leadership, but I do plan out my posts each week. I sit down on Sunday and I think about, or I look at my calendar, I think about what's coming up in the next 2 weeks. So if a boot camp's 10 days out, that means that this week I need to make a post about my boot camp, a call to action. And then every week I have a call to action about coaching and a call to action about boot camps. And then, so I have 2 call to actions every week, and I plan those out. I try to always have a Transformation Tuesday, and that's not always my call to action. Some weeks it is, and some weeks it's not. Some weeks that's just about sharing my journey. And then I try to talk about one of the benefits of coaching, whether that be something about personal development, things like that. So I try to do like 3 or 4 a post about coaching, and 3, the opposite about boot camp or challenge group or whatever it may be, my workout, but they're not all call to actions. So I do plan out my posts at the start of the week. I plan out one of them, and then that leaves room for things that are on my heart. So like if I read something in personal development that I want to share, I can share that. If I want to share a picture of my kids, I can share that. They don't all need to be planned. But I think it's important to plan. That way you're not like scattering and it's not Sunday and you're like, oh, I have a boot camp starting this week and I haven't talked about it. Because I know that happens to people. And so it's good to be intentional, looking at your calendar each month. What is on your calendar? If you don't have a calendar and your upline hasn't provided one, I really suggest that like by the 20th of each month, you start looking ahead to the next month. I'm actually now in the transition of planning by quarter. So at this point, I have all of through the rest of the year, and I'm already starting to plan January and February, penciling it in. So like what boot camps are starting and what free groups I'm going to offer, that kind of thing. But that way, you know what's coming up, so you can start talking about things. I'm already starting to invite for a boot camp that's starting the 29th. That's 19 days away, but I need to be inviting for it if I want to see, things happening. But if I didn't have that planned, if I'm just flying by the seat of my pants, now I'm not thinking about it until like the week before, then people can't get their stuff in time. So it's important that you're taking action on planning, and that your steps are being thought out. Because I know that if you're not planning what you're posting about, there's probably weeks that you're going to go about not talking about coaching at all. And that needs to be in there because people need to see it. It takes them 7 times for them to see something before they really know it's happening or have an interest in it. So plan out those posts. I really love to plan. It's really a passion of mine. And if that's something that you need help with and you don't have the resources or don't know kind of like how to plan out a month, I'm happy to go over that with you. Just send me a message. But really, really start planning, and don't limit yourself by what you haven't achieved in your business. Focus on the things that you have achieved and celebrate those and share about those, because you not talking about those little celebrations actually is going to make it so that you don't talk about it at all. And then second is some people relate more to people that are in the small parts of their business than the elite. And I know that's hard to believe, but there are people that are worried about signing up with somebody that's an elite coach because they're worried about the expectation that's going to have on them, and they don't know if they're ready for that. And so you talking about it, you might be the person they relate to, because you're not there yet and you haven't reached 7 figures or whatever it may be. And so they might be the perfect person for you. But if you don't talk about it, you've lost your opportunity. So have a great day, and I hope that's helpful.